They'll play fake, take a shot across the middle, receiver is there. Hayward, breaking tackle, looking for the end zone. He will find it 50 yards to force OT. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is good. So here they go. Intercepted. And Bearden will go down at the 24-yard line. That ball bounced a couple of times, and Bearden comes up with the interception. Dance will look to throw. Going to take a shot. Has a receiver there. Catch is made. Wow. Touchdown. Unbelievable. 6 hard for 6 points with 17 seconds to go. Unreal.
I would say I started in this career when I was a 16-year-old kid in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, when I realized that God did not want me to win a Heisman Trophy nor play in the NBA Finals. I got out of both football and basketball and went to the TV station at our high school district in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I said, I want to be in front of a camera. And so I joined the class that was called Cable 28. Well, high school football has always been really important for me, being from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, being from Texas, being where, Friday Night Lights, the movie and the book. My wife went to Odessa Permian. I was the sports director at the ABC station in Midland, Odessa. So, high school football has always been near and dear to my heart. And when I had an opportunity to start high school football in Knoxville, Tennessee, I thought there was a need for it. There is a story of how I started Rivalry Thursday. I had been doing high school football on CSS, Comcast Sports Southeast, for 9 years. And they had a new marketing director coming in, and I knew she wasn't going to spend the money that she had allotted for high school football. She was going to spend it on other things. So I went to the general manager at WVLT at the time, a man named Chris Baker, and said, I have an idea. Why don't we do high school football games on Thursday nights? And he said, well, how much will that cost? I said, about $10,000 a game. And he said, well, the market won't bear it. So he said, I tell you what, you go away, and if you can set a schedule, and you can get schools to move to Thursdays, and you can get sponsors to pay for it, you let me know. So 3 months later, I went back into his office. I pushed across the table the schedule that I had of the games, a list of the sponsors, and he grinned and said, do you want to partner up on that? All of a sudden, he wanted to be my partner now that I showed him that I thought there was merit in this. You asked me what pride I take in this product. I think it kind of goes back to when we built the production unit. My chief engineer is Brian Siedschlag, who's probably a part of this little thing that you're doing. And we started off with a budget of $325,000. And that's what I'd borrowed from the bank. Well, Brian kept calling me and saying, do you want to do it cheap or do you want to do it right? And every time he would ask the question, I would say, I want to do it right. And by the time we're all said and done, once again, we spent about $750,000 on it. And for me, Jim Martin's one of the guys that was one of our camera guys. He was the chief photographer at WBIR. And one thing I remember about him is he always said when he's chief photographer, if you're gonna do it right. I do remember that. If you're gonna do it, put it on tripod. Use a light, do it right. Because there is pride in doing it the right way. And so I take a lot of pride that our product is very clean, very professional. Everybody on this crew takes incredible pride in what we do. And that's why I've had the same guys running around here for a long, long time. So what level is the product at? Well, I will tell you that the production unit is ESPN approved. Okay, so there is a level that a production unit has to be at to be ESPN approved and to be in their database and in their system. But I knew when we built it that we needed to stay kind of below the level of what ESPN does for the major games because the business had to change. And it is changing. The days of spending money for a crew of 50 and a 53-foot 18-wheeler Expando, and those days are going away. What's coming in is this kind of compact unit that's 28 feet, that's got 10 cameras and not 30. The price point is way down here, but no one at home would really know the difference if they didn't know the difference. So I take a lot of pride, and we're kind of right at a good sweet spot.
My name is Josue Rosales. A lot of my friends know me as Sway, and I am also a A1 audio engineer. I've been doing it for 5 years, and going on to 6.
So my name is DJ Corcoran, D.J. C-O-R-C-O-R-A-N, and my position here with Pac-Man Production is handheld camera, sideline camera.
All right, my name is Tim Petrie, T-I-M-P-E-T-R-E-E. I'm the director of Rivalry Thursday. This is my 10th season.
My name is Joe McNish. I started with Mark Packer in 2002. And in 2005, he learned my name. And I do stats. I do stats for Packer and for Rivalry Thursday. I didn't start out doing stats. I started out as a spotter. And then after that, year 2, Skip McMillan, our producer, came in and he said, we need somebody to do stats. Can you do it? And I dumbly said yes. And here we are.
Responsibilities, they account for just communication between truck and our audio guys that are on the field, such as our parade, and also our camera guys who also have mics as well. So I also have a responsibility of how they communicate. They need to be able to all communicate. I'm also responsible for making sure that music is coming up on time. We're also making sure that whenever we play certain packages and commercials and advertisements, that I'm able to push that audio that's available for everybody to hear and actually listen and be part of a new advertisement or a new commercial. I like this job because it keeps me it's a job that allows me to stay in the game without being in the game. A lot of the guys that you may find within these career fields are people who have once been, in the athletic world where we've been, playing these sports and, being able to actually, be part of these games. Everybody has different paths, so people don't end up always in the same athletic world. But this allows me to stay around the game as much as possible. Audio allows me to still hear and feel the tension of the game, the crowd, the band. These are sounds that make what a high school football game is.
Well, I've always had a knack for television. From when I was 15, 16 years old, I was zoned to go to a high school that didn't have a television production. So I didn't really want to go to that high school. I wanted to go to Fulton, which had a TV production. Tom Simpson and some of the crew here today went through that same program, and we all graduated together. And probably at one time, Knoxville, behind the scene, audio, camera guys, studio cameras and stuff, probably had about 60% of the working population at 6, 10, and 8, the NBC, ABC, and CBS affiliates here in town, were products of Fulton High School that came through that very same program. So that, from an early age, just loved television. I did that for a while as a news photographer, and then my career took another path. I went into the fire department, did 27 years, and I finished that, retired from the fire department, and came back and started doing camera again. Well, we get here about 2 o'clock. Games usually kick off around 7 o'clock. So we will run cable, make sure that the cameras are operating. What we do facts, and that's what we're going to do probably here in just a little bit, and that's where the director makes sure that all the cameras are seeing return, making sure that you're not having any issues, make sure your cable reaches from goal post to goal post or goal line to goal line. And so they'll do that with all the cameras. And then during the game, you're just kind of following the ball. This camera position, each camera position has its own duties, so to speak. And everybody knows, that's why I say everybody knows what each other's going to be doing. So I know that on this particular play, they're probably going to take, game camera to tight camera, and they've got what they call headhunters, where, if somebody makes a good play, you have a good defensive play, and, you have a tackle, or you have a, whatever the play is, and it's a good defensive, then you know that tight camera is going to go in there and headhunt and get that person. And if they can't get it, you'll hear the director saying, "Hey, get me number 72D." And if he's in my shot, or if I see him, I'll zoom in and get him real quick. So the director's seeing a bank of cameras, the monitors there, what every camera is producing or shooting. And so he can see, and he'll go disregard, 2, I've got it on 4, or vice versa. So, but yeah, that's kind of our duties. And then afterwards, we, everybody pitches in and breaks it all down and puts it back on the truck until the next time. So it's kind of like a traveling road show, kind of like a roadie almost, or a circus, traveling circus.
I look at screens, I count backward from 10, I shout, and I mash buttons. No, seriously, I'm always trying to stay one step ahead. Just as the coaches are there for strategy and to help their players succeed, I am there also in trying to anticipate the coach's strategy, look at game situations, and make sure that all of our operators are in the right place to give the viewer, to document the game so the viewer gets to enjoy it at home, just as if they were here. I look for fun in everything that we do. But I think the thrill, I'm an adrenaline junkie, and so when that ball is teed up and it kicked and it's in the air, there's an adrenaline that stays. We ride high on that from 12 minutes to go at the first quarter to triple zeros on the clock at the end of the fourth quarter or overtime. It's just exciting. Directing live TV is exciting. Directing live TV sports is even more exciting. Never a dull moment. There's never a dull moment. I like the camaraderie of working with my teammates. I love the travel of going into different towns and seeing some of the beautiful stadiums. I have my list of top 5 stadiums, top 5 venues where I've done high school football and loved them. And so that's, just driving through East Tennessee on an autumn afternoon to go do high school football, and then to feel the crisp air when the weather turns. There's nothing like it. It's just great.
Martin looking to throw, standing in his end zone, takes a shot, receiver is there, threw quarter down the sideline. They'll get it all the way out to midfield just that quickly.
I do stats by hand, mainly offensive stats. I can't do a lot of defensive stats with tackles and all. I can keep tackle for losses and sacks and interceptions and things like that, but I mainly keep the offensive stats, and it's just play after play. I have to write down what, I have to mark that the quarterback threw the ball and an attempt, and then who caught it and how many yards, and then go back and add all that up and add the passing yards. I can do 7 different things between plays. So if the teams are running a hurry-up offense, I'm in trouble. But over the years, I've learned how to just deal with that. If I get a little behind, I get a little behind. Don't get nervous and don't worry. But yeah, I basically just keep all the offensive stats the best I can. I love high school football. I love the games, and just all of it. The tradition we have about going to Waffle House after the game, and Chad Brown, who runs Parab on the side with us. He and I usually go eat before the game, and that's always fun. And then just working the game, just being, you know, I kind of pinch myself saying, you're getting paid to work a high school game. It's just something that I still have a hard time figuring out how did it happen and how did it happen to me. So. It's great. I tease them all the time, but it's kind of like a family. We've been together so long. Mark is a really good guy, and he takes care of the crew. When he first started to go on his own, rent his own equipment, and then eventually buy his own equipment, we had to take a little sacrifice in pay because he just couldn't afford to pay us what normally ESPN or Fox at the time or even CSS was paying us. And without anybody saying anything to him, I guess it was 2 to 3 years later, he made up the difference without anybody asking him to. And so that shows me what kind of person he is.
Brothership it's about Rivalry Thursday. It's when Mark asked me to come on the crew, and man, it's like family. Cannot be more better to do a Thursday night with Mark Packer, Austin Price, Eric Kane. It's awesome to come out here on Thursday nights. Now we're in playoff Fridays, and like you see tonight, we're going to have one of the biggest playoff games in Knoxville. Being on the sidelines, the coaches interact with me during the games. It's fun. They come down, they interact with me. The players interact with me because they know me. I've been with Rivalry Thursday for 11 years. The coaches, the players, even the fans now are interacting with me. Got my own podcast. Kudos to Mark Packer. It's been awesome to work on this crew. Mark's like a father to me. He tells you when you mess up, when you're doing something wrong, to do it right. He's always there for you. Can't ask for a better guy. He's a great guy. He asked me to come on the crew, and I said yes. It's an awesome place to work for Rivalry Thursday.
You know, I got frustrated a few months back dealing with sponsors and all kinds of things, and I said, maybe I ought to just sell the production unit. Maybe I ought to just be done. And she said, you could never not have Rivalry Thursday because it's what I love. I love making a difference in the community. I love that it makes a difference in the lives of kids and families. I'll tell you one story. I don't know if you'll use this in the video or not, but when COVID happened, we were able to do high school football, and we made it through the whole season. But when the season was over, my family and I were going through DFW Airport in Dallas-Fort Worth, and we were on the shuttle bus going from the terminal over to the rental car place, and there was a family sitting across from us in this shuttle bus. There's a man and his wife and 3 kids, probably high school, middle school, and primary school, and the man says, we were in Texas, okay? The man says, hey Mark, I just want to say thank you. And I said, for what? And he said, for Rivalry Thursday. He said, when COVID happened, and we were still in the middle of it, it was December of 2020, he said, the only sanity that I had was Rivalry Thursday. So I would turn the TV on every week at 7 o'clock, and I would just laugh and enjoy high school football until it was over. I didn't care how bad a blowout it was. It gave me sanity. It was community. It gave me normalcy. And I remember looking at my wife, and she just kind of smiled and winked, and because she knew that that's when you feel like you've made some kind of difference in somebody's lives. So what do I love about it? I love that it's unique, it's different. We've made it 15 years, and I think it makes a difference in the lives of a lot of people that enjoy it.
I guess the special part of it is knowing that you're a part of possibly maybe one of these kids that we're shooting tonight. You know, a coach somewhere in the SEC or somewhere else is seeing this game, and they may say, you know, that kid right there is really putting on. He's really doing a performance. He's a good ball player, and maybe one of those kids gets a scholarship, gets a full ride, and being a part of that you know, that you played your little small part in seeing that this kid gets a scholarship somewhere and goes on to become a doctor or whatever. You know, that's kind of the exciting part of it.
Man, I love the pops of the crowds. I mean, everything that makes the crowd go insane. I love it. I think sports is a great way to always bring, you know, different characters out of people. And sometimes, you know, you have grandmas out there that are just, you know, sitting on the stands, and, you know, we got to hear grandma scream that night because, you know, old kid got a touchdown. So it's cool to see that, you know, and I always have fun because the band is a big part of, you know, of high school football too. So it definitely, like, or in football in general, you know, but it's you know, so fun to definitely be part of it.
The biggest thing I think is it showcases the high schools, and I've told Mark this and others, I think it allows grandmothers and grandfathers and people who can't get out to see their kids, their grandkids, their nephews play. It gives them a chance to be able to watch them on TV. And I just think it's always, you know, when we go into a high school, no matter where, if it's Knox County or outside of Knox County, it's always a big deal because, you know, 20 years ago or 25 years ago, I never thought there'd be high school games on TV, and yet here we are. So I think that's the biggest impact on the community, is that it allows those who can't get out to the games to be able to see loved ones, family, just friends, be able to play ball.
Holy cow, what a crowd, what an atmosphere. This is what high school football is all about.
Yeah, 100%. Josh, thanks for letting us be a part of this tonight. Congratulations on the win, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys for having us on.
What is special about Rivalry Thursday? I don't think that we take it too seriously.
Like an incentive for the winner of this? Like what happens at the end of the season?
Well, you get a free cycling class at that place over in Powell that you get the class.
The place that I teach at? Perfect. Yeah, you guys come to Joyride at 6 a.m. I'll be there.
They've already got their money and they've already ran away.
I'm sure they have, Charlie. By the way, I met your brother up here.
Good deal.
Yeah, he's up here. All right, Charlie. We'll see you next week over there in Anderson County and Clinton.
We'll be there.
Bring your body armor. Okay. All right. Speaking of going that,
you know, there are times in broadcasting my wife will text me. She'll say, "Y'all need to get serious. Y'all need to straighten up." And I'm like, okay, yes, I understand that we need to straighten up, get serious, but that's what this is about. I mean, like tonight, there's a story on Chad Brown, CB45, who holds the microphone on the sideline. You know, the ABC affiliate shot this story on him, and it's had all these likes and retweets because people just love him. And so it's more community. It's back to that guy on that shuttle bus at DFW Airport. Are you making a difference in the lives of people? So I just want to keep having fun with it, not take it too seriously. I'm not a good enough broadcaster to be on ESPN. I'll stay in my lane. I'll just keep doing high school football here and be happy with it.
Something different about Rivalry Thursday. We have a cast of characters, and Mark and Austin tend to have fun, you know, calling us out. So there's generally the joke about McNish, or the joke about Chad, or the joke about Skip, or whatever. So we're usually, you know, faceless names. We try to hide behind the camera and stay out of sight. But I think the tight-knit camaraderie, the family atmosphere, the teamwork that is being built here. A lot of these guys, this is their 14th, 15th season. They've done it from day one. I'm relatively new in that I've only been directing for 10 years. But I think that's the teamwork, the camaraderie that's built is what makes it a special place to work.
Something that's very special about Rivalry Thursday is the crew. The crew, you know, they're all coming from different paths, coming from different places, and everybody, you know, has, you know, this sense of actually like being able to, you know, work together as a team and getting things done throughout the day and throughout the night. So it's something that I really like, you know, enjoy, because there's not one person on this crew that's gonna, you know, let you pick that up by yourself. You know, everybody's able to help and everybody helps each other, and you know, we all have a goal, and the goal is to, you know, have a great show. And we put up a great show, and I think that's what makes it special, man.
I've got a group of men here that all take great pride in what they do. Tim Petrie is our director, and when you have people that do great work, it makes your job easier. You know, everybody's got their things that they do, and it makes this easier for me. And when I think a good boss, not that I feel like a boss, but I think a good leader, let's just say, hires really good people and then gets out of their way. A good leader doesn't micromanage the people that work for him or her. A good leader, a good business owner, hires quality people and shuts up. Now, if there's something that goes wrong, then you respectfully talk about, hey, maybe we could look at doing this differently the next time. I don't have to tell any of these guys on this crew anything. I don't know half of what they're doing. I look around here and see cables flying over stadiums, and I don't know enough to tell anybody to stop. So I just kind of walk around and look at everybody's faces, and they all smile, and I smile back.
I take a lot of pride in the product that I produce. It's definitely something that I've always wanted to incorporate into my skill set, was just mastering audio and understanding it. But I pay attention to a lot of the details, and I want people at home that watch our show to, you know, not only just hear the game, but feel the game.
We've got a good crew. These are all guys that I've worked with over the years, so we kind of know what each other is going to be doing, you know, kind of before. We know what shots are going to be taken. The crew that we work with takes great pride in making sure that all the equipment is working, everything from Brian, our engineer, that makes sure that all the cables are up and ready and all the cameras are in working condition. And then the pride, I think, too, is just or the fun, I guess, of it is, you know, you're shooting these kids or you're recording these kids, and they're getting to see themselves. Their parents, people from out of state, are getting to see their game that might not be able to come to the game. And then two, coaches, potential coaches from college, you know, they may be recruiting, and they get to see these tapes, these kids, and possibly gives them some more exposure. So that's fun, knowing that you're a part of possibly one of these kids getting a scholarship later on down on the road.
I'm very proud of what we do for Rivalry Thursday and how we serve the viewing audience. I think that we're a cut above anything else that you'll watch in East Tennessee. And so that's a really great feeling to know that we're putting a quality product that viewers have, with their own comments, have compared us to ESPN, to network college level productions. And so to be able to do that at a high school game, I feel very, very proud of that.
I think we all take pride in what we do. He's got some of the best, in my opinion, aside from the stats guy. He's got some really good people who, like I said, at first took a cut, you know, not getting paid what they were making everywhere else. But that showed what kind of people they are and how they stuck with it, and really enjoy doing it. It's just a fun thing to do, and we do have a lot of fun. But when that, you know, okay, it's showtime, we're on the air, everybody gets real serious. Well, I say everybody. Packer and Austin, they're like Laurel and Hardy. They have a good time during the broadcast, but the rest of us take it very seriously.
My expectations are that it's gonna definitely, you know, continue to grow. I think that's why I say continue to grow. I think that's very important to say because we're growing. I think we're, as a crew, as a collective, have been very on the mark with what we want to get done and how we get things done, and we've definitely been able to, like, you know, be ahead of the rest in certain occasions. And so I definitely expect us to you know, to keep it on track and just, you know, it's going good. There's nothing, you know, why stop, right?
Well, it seems to be picking up. There's more people, more viewership. Every year it picks up more and more people that are starting to find it on the internet streaming, and then too, they're seeing it on the cable channels. So my hopes for the program is that it just continues to grow. We're already beating some of the rivalry networks that are doing some other stuff, broadcasting some things, but the viewership's picking up. So that's kind of neat to be a part of that and be a part of it with these guys that, like I said, the crew that we've worked with for the last few years, and just being part of that team. It's kind of fun. It's just like when in high school when I was on the football team. You know, everybody has a role, everybody has a position to play, and if everybody does what they're supposed to do, you're going to have a winning season.
Well, I believe Rivalry Thursday just keeps getting better. We, like Alabama football, we set the standard for the league that we're in. And so viewership will increase. I see boys that are always eager, they're positive, they're excited about playing football on TV for our coverage. There's buzz in social media among the coaches and schools. And so it's just momentum that'll just keep growing. I think a testament to it is that as we have changed channels and the audience has followed the Rivalry Thursday product from one channel to the next, now the Knox is just, they're enjoying never before seen ratings. It's the highest ratings that they've ever had on their channel because people are watching Rivalry Thursday.
Feature of Rivalry Thursday. It's East Tennessee, it's high school football. It's one of the best. It's come a long ways. The kids are getting exposure. You'll see it tonight. All these kids around here, even with Mark Packer's crew, cameras are going off. These kids tonight, there'll be like 30 million cameras out here. Not 30 million, maybe 30 to 100 cameras out here getting pictures. This is what Rivalry Thursday is all about. Mark's took it to another level. He's took it from the bottom to the highest, and this is what high school football is all about.
I hope it's always going to be here. I hope it's going to expand. You know, when we started out on CSS 3 years ago, it was 5 games, and then it went to 10. And now we do 11 to 12 regular season games. Have a game on Saturday, a high school game on Saturday. And then he started doing the playoffs 4 or 5 years ago. So, and then he does an all-star game. So there's 15 to 16 high school games a year. And it's just, you know, the potential's there to keep growing. I don't know how much more, but I think the potential's there.
Well, this has been a big year for us switching TV stations. You know, in our 15th year switching from the CBS affiliate over to a combination of ABC and Fox. And so for the question to be, you know, what does the future look like? I can finally say I feel really comfortable about it because I've got people that are really committed to it. I've got a satellite truck here that's from the ABC station sending the signal to Richmond, Virginia, where the Fox affiliate is, where they put it on fiber and they send it over to their independent station. And at times we're the #1 show on TV, beating NBC, ABC, Fox, with high school football on an independent. So what's the future? Keep doing what we're doing. Don't screw it up. We're doing a really good product. I'm proud of what everybody's doing, so I just kind of want to stay out of the way. And I got to have sponsors that are committed to what we do. I've got to have sponsors that are about community, that don't worry about they run a spot that somebody calls 5 minutes later and buys something from them. I got to have people that support what we do in this community. And if I can keep those people for a long period of time, we'll keep doing it. If the well runs dry, I don't know. Guess I'll sell the production unit and start playing more golf.
Hello everyone, my name is Dustin Hilbelink. I just want to say thank you for getting this far in this project. I just want to say thank you for watching this project. I spent a lot of late nights trying to get this project to be as special as can be. And that's exactly what Rivalry Thursday is. It's a special place to work. I just want to say thank you to Mark Packer, who has me aboard working with them. I just want to say thank you to everyone who believes in me. Everyone down to Dr. Bartlett, Mark Packer, my family, friends, everyone who believes me, everyone who sees my work. I really do appreciate it. I also just want to take a moment and say thank you for letting me share this wonderful group of people and this amazing broadcast of Rivalry Thursday. Thank you.